Alright guys, so I'll do something a little bit different tonight. I'm doing a little video in my house here, setting up a couple of my boats, got some new goodies. So basically, as you can probably tell in my last few videos, I'm absolutely addicted to my boats right now, especially this Blackjack42. It is really just mind blowing. I love this boat like no RC I've had. I mean, I've had a lot of great RCs over the years, still got a lot of amazing ones, but right now just the boats have really got me absolutely hooked. So I've done a few modifications to the Blackjack42 I'll show you, and my Traxxas Spartan over here, which I'll bring over shortly to show you also. But I want to show you some of the new goodies I've got. I had a little issue, I had the Blackjack out if you watched my video previous, and what I'd done is my GoPro Hero 8 I had on the front of it, and I must have not clipped it right on the camera mount, and I never put a float on it, and it came off in the water, and I was absolutely gutted. I lost my GoPro Hero 8. I've had that for a lot of years. Had a lot of really good times with that camera and recorded a lot of good footage, but now I'm going to step up my game. So basically now what I've got is the new GoPro Hero 11. So in this video I'm going to give it its first test. The features on this thing are absolutely insane. I'm going to switch the camera over just to try it out and do the rest of the recording with it, but before I do that I'll just briefly go over what I've got here. So I've got a new camera bag here with little bits of stuff, and also I got myself a cheaper little action camera here. So this little camera here was about £25, meant to do 1080 4K and got waterproof case etc, which I'm going to tie on. But if I lose this camera, it's going to be nowhere near as bad as losing that brand new GoPro 11. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll continue the video with the rest of it with the GoPro so I can give it a little try. We'll see what that looks like. That thing goes up to like over 5K resolution. It's got like 240 frames a second slow motion, the works, and some of the features on it are just absolute insanity compared to the GoPro 8 I had. So I'm looking forward to using that. So yeah, we'll move on to the video, go through the boat, go through the Spartan, which has got a lot of big changes also. And once we do that, yeah, next video will be both of them in action, hopefully tomorrow. Right guys, I'm not really too sure what settings I've got on this GoPro just now, but I just wanted really curiosity to see what kind of picture I'm getting off it just now. So we'll move on with the video anyway. So you've seen me running these batteries before. These ones here is the ones that I got the 56mAh with. So they're my Z 5200mAh LiPos 120C discharge. But I've also picked up these GFX graphenes, which are a little bit bigger, which are 6,500, but they're 100C discharge, so it's slightly lower, but I don't think it will make any drastic difference on the boat for power. But the one thing that I do think these will benefit a little bit is there's slightly a bit more weight in there to hopefully keep the front end of this boat down. So we'll get these in it tomorrow, get the GPS here, and literally what we'll do with that is we'll try and hopefully beat the 56 with a couple of things I've done. Tonight I'm going to change the motor timing in the boat. So the motor timing is absolutely standard. I've not done anything with it yet, so I'm going to increase that to, I think it's in at 7% just now, so put it up to 11 the next setting up. So I don't know if it'll make any speed increase, but we'll soon find out. Another thing that I've done is I've got my 50mm prop on here, and I've been playing all about with it. I've sort of bent the ends a little bit to hopefully get a little bit more push out of it. So the boat runs well with these. The trim tabs I've got kind of slightly lower than the bottom of the boat, but with the way they're sitting, the boat balance feels absolutely perfect when I'm running. As I showed you briefly before, I've filed down the back of the strut here, so it's basically really smooth going on to the sort of shaft up into the boat, so there's not much resistance sitting there. So fingers crossed that'll work out fairly well. Other than that, not a lot changed, just a little bit more testing. I don't want to do a lot to the boat in big sort of huge increases. The easiest answer to go fast is stick a big propeller on, but before I do that I want to get everything right before I go for big speed. So I feel the balance at the 56 was pretty good, even though it was quite a choppy day. So I want to know the boat's super stable before I stick bigger props or higher pitch props on. I've been trying to learn a lot about the pitches of the props for what speed you can do. Also I was looking, I think it's Oxendine Marine, I've got a 3-blade prop, And Ironclad RC was talking to me, reckons I would get about 70 odd mile an hour straight away sticking that on. And that's all well and good, and I do want to do that, but I really want to, and basically the stock form as I've kind of got the boat just now, I want to get over 60 mile an hour, or as close to 60 mile an hour as I can before I move a bit forward. Yeah, so that's the Blackjack just now. Not a lot more really to say on that, other than we'll get out testing tomorrow with these new batteries. And what I'll do now briefly is I'll show you my Traxxas Spartan. That's probably had the biggest mods in any of the two boats in the last week or so. So I'll bring that over, let you have a look at it and see what you think. Right, so here's the Spartan. This is the boat with the biggest changes. I've had the boat for maybe about 5 years. I've used it on and off, but I don't know, I like it, but I was kind of loving the one boat. I was probably a bit feared to take it out as much, because if anything happened I was kind of stranded. So now I've got the two boats, I'm a bit more confident that way I can get another boat in. And also, like I said before previously, I want to get a Horizon Harbour tug. And when I get that, I can really push the boats hard. Any issues, whatever area I'm in, I'll be able to have something to recover them very well. So I'm running these 6000 milliamp 50C HRB lipos that I got specifically for the boat. I just like the sort of size and weight of them in the boat. Not too big, but you get a good bit of run time. With the stock electronics, I'm not really too concerned about huge output on the Traxxas boats, because I'll probably, eventually my plan ideally is to get the electronics like the Blackjack into this at some point once I upgrade the Blackjack down the line. So for just now, I kind of want to get the boat stable at a high speed. Again, my kind of goal for this boat before I go absolutely crazy on it is about 65, 70 mile an hour consistently and steady. So to do that, I've done a couple of things just now. And the first one you'll see just now, it's maybe not the neatest finish, but it does the job. I've siliconed it in there with a little clip to hold it, as I've got dual cooling in the boat now. So I'll show you that. Take the lid off. So what I first done is I got myself a Power Hobby. You can see it here, I got myself a dual cooling rudder, replaced the original rudder, drilled another hole for the line, got a new fuel tube in. So one of these tubes comes in here, goes through the electronics and out through the output here, and the other one comes to the other side of the rudder all the way through, cools the motor and back out. So that way they're both getting their own sort of supply water to keep them cool. Because as much as I like the Spartan, and I've had no issues whatsoever with the electronics on this boat, other Traxxas I've had down the line, electronic wise, have always been the weakest point. So keeping it cool and pushing it hard is a big key point for me. I was debating putting a cat pack on the boat, but we'll see just now. We'll see how it goes. Running the stock motor, and the only real other difference that way is we've got the Blackjack42 prop on it just now, so it's slightly bigger pitch. Hopefully the Spartan will take it. I think it will, because I have got it reasonably well set up and it's quite light on the water. I've ordered new trim tabs for the back, which I may or may not fit. Still got the stock trim tabs on it just now, but the little fins here as well, I replaced the Traxxas square basic horrible looking ones for these knife edges here, so we obviously can adjust these to whatever suits for the conditions. But I've just kind of kept it a base sort of setting similar to what the boat had before, because it wasn't running too bad. But yeah, I'm hoping they'll run through the water a little bit better. But other than that, it's really just a test and see, and hopefully we'll get some good speeds. And again, ideally if I get like the 8S electronics in here, this boat, and a bigger, maybe a TP motor down the line or something like that, it should fly. But with the Spartan, I'm kind of, as much as I want to do all that, and I'm seeing what I potentially could do, is it is a good boat how it is, and to invest all that money in it, it may be worth just putting it into the Blackjack, or just getting another boat like an SR80 Pro or something, as my cat meows in the background. So I'm abandoning my daughter wanting food now. But yeah, other than that, not really too much more to say on the boats, other than I'll be getting a little test tomorrow and fingers crossed the speeds will be good and I'll not break anything, and if anything does go wrong I'll be able to get my boats back and definitely not be losing a camera anymore, because I've learnt my lesson with that. What I will do when I mount my cameras now is I think I'm going to put a bit of string on them under the hood and tie it onto something internal to the boat, so if worst case scenario a camera drops off, at least I've got a chance of recovering it, because I was really bummed out with my Hero 8. As much as I'm thinking this Hero 11, which I know is going to be fantastic and superior in every way, it's still a lot of money to lose at the bottom of the water just to go out with your boat. So yeah, lesson learnt the hard way with that, and we'll be back tomorrow and get some videos on the go. So this is odd as well, just looking at this camera, probably scaring you guys with my face, but you can actually see your own face in the front of it as well, which is pretty good for when you're trying to do videos and things. You can see yourself, and ideally, hopefully I'll get higher quality videos again, because at one point I was doing a lot of focus on movie styled videos, which I want to get back to, but now I've got a bit better equipment again. I should be able to get onto that. Between this and my big Panasonic camera and my Sony camera, hopefully we'll get some good movie stuff on the go soon with the boats and back to the cars again. So hope you're all doing well, and I'll catch you again, fingers crossed, tomorrow. Whether I get the video up tomorrow I don't know, but it'll definitely up before the end of the week. So take care, and I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Bye.